All right, right. See, yeah. So what is this? What is the theme of this one, right?
Okay, sir.
So
can I try?
yeah. We'll try it. Okay. So we'll try it. Let us see. Let me see. Somebody is joining. I think. Okay, Aditya is rejoining. Fine. So let us see this. It is very subtle. So let me put the black pawns. They are like this, and white pawn is on c6, I believe. Right? C6. Yeah. White king is on h5, and black king is on a6. So black
So can I do it?
and white king is on h5, and it is white to play. Okay.
So can I do?
Yeah. So white to play and white to play and draw. Okay. See, first of all, just everybody please understand the position. Black has got 3 connected passed pawns on the king side. White is opposing them, but white is just a single king. White has got a single passed pawn on c6, but black king can very easily stop it. Right? So very easily stop it.
So king g6.
King g6. Okay. All right. And now what should black play?
King B6.
King b6. Okay.
Sir, no, king captures G7.
King captures g7.
No, then either the H pawn will just move.
Then the other pawns will start moving.
So okay.
Yeah.
So I think one player at a time, because otherwise it will get confusing. So who is going to try? Just announce your name first. Who is that first one who said I'm going to do it?
So Avnish.
Avnish. Okay, Avnish, you try first. Okay. What should white do?
So he should capture the
Pawn on G7, right? What should black do now?
F5.
Okay,
H5 is better.
H5 is better. Okay, let us play.
No, it won't. I'm losing anyway. Like both ways.
No.
I am losing.
Okay, someone else wants to try? Who wants to try? Okay.
Can I try?
Who is that?
Vihan.
Okay, Vihan, yes, you can try. What should white play here?
King takes G7.
Okay, and black plays, suppose not F5, suppose he plays H5.
If it's H5, then you take the pawn, that pawn.
F6.
And then
Black will play H4.
And then you go to king to F5.
King to F5, then H3.
Then king to G4.
King to G4. You can never catch up with the pawn like this. Right?
Wait, can you go back to the position where, right here, you take the pawn.
Yeah, H4.
And then king G5.
King G5, King G5 also, you will never be able to catch up with the pawn, because see, you are never in the square of the pawn, right? From when you can never, because pawn also moves one square, king also moves one square, so you will never be able to catch up. The speed is the same, right? So if you are behind, you will always remain.
If you go to H,
who is that? Who was saying can I? Arav. Okay, Arav, you can try. What should black do?
Black should kill the pawn.
Okay, and white will play. Sorry, not black. Sorry, what should white do?
Oh, white. White should.
Yeah, and black will play H4.
No. If it's a white, king should come to G6.
King to G6 does not help, because this pawn is right. The pawn gets.
So can I try, sir?
Yeah. Yes.
Hey, sir, can you go back, sir?
Yeah. I think this is okay, right? This has to be done. King takes G7, and and h5 now, right? This is the
Okay, I
critical.
think I found a way to draw.
Okay, let us see.
So
Sir, me
king
too,
takes pawn.
King what?
King
White
takes
to play.
pawn.
King?
Yeah, king takes pawn.
King takes pawn. Okay, and h4.
King to e5.
King to e5 and h3.
King d6.
King d6. h2.
Instead,
h2.
so
Yeah,
Push the pawn.
push the pawn.
actually, so that would be nobody would do that, sir. If you see, instead of pushing the pawn,
They
first
would just
they
capture
take
the white pawn.
Okay, let us see that. Let us see that. Let us see that instead of pushing the pawn, they will capture the white pawn. Now,
Then the king is in time to stop the pawn.
correct.
Oh, oh yeah. Sorry.
So this is the, remember the other study of Reti where the king was on h8, pawn was on h4 and white pawn was on c6, and the king I had showed it in level 2, I think. Okay, it is very similar. It is just that you have to imagine the same thing. It is, see the entire geometry of the chessboard. King going from g7 to d6 and g7 to f4. It takes the same time provided you go along the diagonal and then switch. Okay, you go through the center path, and if you reach d6, then also you can use your pawn to make it queen, and then it will be 2 queens. Or you can go to reach to f4, and then you are in time to stop it. So this again is a very subtle this one, that here black king, I mean here black cannot push the pawn, because if he pushes the pawn, white king will take it anyway, right? So black king has to approach, and then you take it, and now it doesn't matter which pawn you push. Okay, the toughest is this one, but then you take this, and it seems that this is going through, but you are just in time, because from this thing now you are forcing it. Now you are forcing the black king to either capture the pawn, then you are in time. And if he does not capture, and if he pushes it, then you are in time to queen your own pawn in the same time, at the same time. And there is no check, nothing, right? I mean, so both queens will be there, and then it will be a draw, right?
But if there are two queens, black can move. So then, if black be giving checks, it can happen
No.
that black can.
No, that you have to calculate
No.
whether it is possible, but here it is not at all possible. So for example, if you do this, you push it, I come here, you push it, look at it, I am going to come here, you play from the black side. You see there is no special check. Of course you have to calculate it. It is not a
Two.
general
The pawn push for black.
pawn push for black. I will push it.
The
Make
push on
it queen.
Okay, you get queen, I also get queen.
Now
D-
check.
D1, D1 check.
Queen to
Yes,
d1
sir.
check. Fine, I will go to e7.
Yeah, it's a draw.
See, there is, unless you can skewer the queen or something like that, or checkmate the king. King is, you cannot checkmate the king because it is in the center. If it was in the corner, maybe you had some chances to force a checkmate or give up the queen, or you had a skewer. That are the only two ways. You can give a check and skewer the king. But sorry,
King
not,
e6 for white was a blunder.
yeah, king e6 would have been blunder. Why would I do that? Then you will just give a check on g4 and then pick up the queen, right?
Yes, sir.
So
What happens, like, can you, like, if you go to E, yeah, no, before this,
before that,
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if black queens,
black queens, then white also queens.
no, wait, what happens if white doesn't queen?
No, why would white not queen?
If white doesn't queen, then white loses.
Yeah, obvious, right? I mean, white is on a weaker footing. When did we start? We started.
Excuse me, sir.
White is one
But
pawn.
sir,
Yeah.
I have one question.
Hmm.
Can you go previous move? Like when king goes to d6?
Okay. So that is here. After, if the pawn pushes, then king goes to d6.
And then when the pawn, and then when pawn goes to h2 and then pawn goes to c7,
Yeah.
why can't the black king go to b7 also?
Yeah, you can go to. In fact, it will be white king will also go to d7.
Oh,
Now, if
So
you queen
I
it,
think that would be a blunder.
no, it's
Then
not a
white-
blunder, but it's a white gets the start. White starts checking because white comes with a check. It's not a blunder, but it is okay. Right. So okay. So I think key thing again, remember the geometry of the chessboard, whether the king takes in anywhere, whether you can reach something you can reach like this, but you can also reach it like this, and it takes the same number of moves. Okay. Only thing is that if you go diagonally, you have the option of going here also in the same number of moves. Right? You can cover this much chessboard, you can cover by the king in one move. I mean, in some set number of moves, and you have to choose the path. So if you want to keep the options open, then you have to go choose the middle path so that you can go to either side. That is the whole trick about all these positions, right? I mean, Reti's walk, what we are saying. Because if you choose the diagonal, so by going in the middle, you are keeping options open for both going to the right or to the left. Versus if you make a turn beforehand itself, before it is time, then you cannot reach the other side in time, and then that may cause you to a loss, right? So that is a very key position. Fine, let's go to the next position. Let's go to the next position. This is a, I'm sure you will be able to get this. This position is black pawn is in a very dangerous position at b3. King is supporting it to become a queen. Okay. So what do we do, right? So let us put this on the board. Tools, board.
So it's white to play and win or draw?
White to play and win. So black pawn is here on b3. Black king is on a2. Okay, white rook is on c1. And where is the white bishop is on h6 and king is on f6. So white bishop on h6 and king is on f6. White king is too far away to make any dent, right? To make any dent. So,
So can I do?
so let us put it white to play. Okay, fine. Let us see what you will play for.
So can I play? So can I play first?
I think someone I have to. Okay, you raise your hands and I will choose someone at random. Please raise the hands. And okay, first one I saw. Whom did I saw? Anup first. Okay. Anup.
Okay, so
Yeah.
rook c3.
Rook c3. Okay, what is the idea? You also tell the idea. What is the idea?
To play after he pushes bishop c1.
After he pushes. Okay, so let us see. So what should black do? Black should he cannot okay, what can happen is black. Okay, let us see what are all the options. What can black do? What if he plays king 2? First of all, let him try to push the pawn, right? Let him try to
Now bishop c1.
bishop c1. Bishop c1. You are sacrificing the bishop.
Black will
sir.
just promote. Black will just
No,
promote.
Not
if
by
black promotes,
capturing,
it's
sir.
checkmate.
It can come straight to b1.
Yeah, so this is a key thing
B1.
because what you have to understand is black queens. Then what?
Rook a3 checkmate.
Rook a3 checkmate. This is the trick in this position. Okay, so it is a
The same thing I was going to tell, sir.
right.
Same thing me also, sir.
Yeah, good.
I
I think
forgot
all
to
of you
raise
have
my
got it.
hand.
And if you take it, then it is this one. So yeah, I think you got it. Many of you got it. So I think this is right. What if black does not push the pawn?
What else?
So what if the king attacks it?
Then bishop
So
to
it's a
d2.
Hmm?
Bishop to d2.
Bishop to d2. Okay. And then king goes to again to a2.
And then bishop to c1.
Yeah, bishop to c1. And now if pushes the pawn,
Then C2,
Then king.
C2.
then
Oh,
C2.
then rook to
C2.
c2. Yeah.
Rook to c2, correct. See, now if you push it, then rook to c2, you are pinning the pawn and you are going to win it, right? You are going to win it.
So instead of rook to c2, you could just take the pawn with your bishop, right, and then checkmate with the rook.
Yeah, you could do that also. You could do that also. Simply take this, and it is still a, you will just move maybe here, and it is still a, very easy check.
A win for white.
Yeah, fine. This was good. I think I'm happy that many of you have got it. Okay, so good. Then let us look at one more very interesting position. Okay.
Sir, if white makes a knight, if black makes a knight, are there holding chances?
No, unfortunately, no. That's a good thing that black should try here. Okay, so here, rook c3 and push the pawn here. Black should try. Unfortunately, if instead of this one, if he pushes it and makes a knight, okay, it is okay, but it does not really help this one in the sense that, see, what happens is, you can always separate the king from the knight, and then it will be a what do you call? Then it will be a thing. So let us give a check.
So
And
king
after
to
king
A1,
b3.
king to A1.
King
To A1.
if king goes to a1, right? So
Yeah.
then what do you do is, what do you do?
Bishop. So
Bishop.
if you take
No,
bishop
rook to
f4,
a2.
No,
f4.
Rook to a2.
no, it is
Bishop
a
D2.
it is a zugzwang. No, not bishop d2. You just play king to f5. Now what shall black play?
It is a waiting move.
Oh, black's knight is
Ah.
dead.
Black is, you are forced to give up the knight.
Yeah.
See, these quiet moves are important, especially in endgame. Sometimes it is not that you have to do forcefully. You just have to say, oh, it's your turn, you have to play something. Now what? So yeah.
Because if you play knight a3, then the bishop captures, and knight c3, the rook captures.
Yeah. So it doesn't really help, but yeah, Suhas, I liked it. It is worth considering, because sometimes you always have to be alert. It is not, especially when you see that even after promoting to a queen you are losing, right? Then you should just check whether promoting to a rook or promoting to a knight or a bishop can help. Sometimes normally, instead of a queen, if you take it rook, it helps because you can avoid stalemates when you are on the stronger side, right? That time you have to be careful. Sometimes promoting to a rook is better because you can give the other king chance to move and then use that to thing. If you are defending, sometimes making a knight does help. So you have to be alert to it. You have to be seeing it. Okay.
But a bishop doesn't really
Yeah,
help.
bishop does.
and
Normally, bishop does not help. It is.
it has the same qualities as a queen. So
Yes, only see, and it cannot checkmate by its own. See, the rook is also similar to a queen minus the power of the bishop, but still it holds it's a major piece. It can still checkmate, right?
So could we try with the bishop?
Where in this position?
no.
No, there is nothing is happening.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing is happening here. If you instead of bishop, if you make it still, it's a checkmate.
Oh, okay. I thought the king was back. I thought.
Yeah, here it is still a checkmate.
Wait, what happens if you promote to a rook?
Oh, if
Same
you
thing.
promote to a rook, it is still checkmate, right? It is. It's still-
Then in this position, wait, can you go back where black was moving? No,
So
wait.
you have to
Go forward.
promote to knight only, sir.
Yeah, go forward. No, yeah, go forward.
Go forward, pawn, yes, and bishop to c.
Yeah, then what happens if you play king a1?
If you play king a1, then it is fine. Then what are you really threatening? I can simply take it, right? See, the
And
whole
then you
point
can
is that
break up?
you take it, it is enough for me. I'm king and rook, so it is good enough.
Oh.
Right? So that's the point. Actually, the whole of black's threat is if the pawn becomes a queen with, white, finally white allows it to queen, but in a way that he can checkmate. Otherwise, it is all. If the pawn falls, otherwise, even for a bishop, then it is very simple. Right?
Then what happens in this position if the king plays king a3?
King a3. King
Yeah.
a3. Now the pawn is stuck, right? So then it is very simple.
Bishop
Ah.
c1.
The moment bishop comes here, right, then game is lost for black, because this bishop is very happy to exchange for this pawn, and rook is enough to checkmate. Okay, let's go to the next one. Next one is called is lost in the desert. It's a very, very interesting position. Okay, so it is, we will see pawns on b2, g2, b6, knight is on e5, pawn is on e7, rook is on. Okay, let us try to put this. This is, it is interesting to see this. Okay, so how
Is it white to play and draw?
white to play and probably win? I think I have to check. Okay. I think this is the position, and white to play and win. Yeah, white to play and win. Let us see here.
So can I start, sir?
Okay, just first take the position in your head first. Okay, don't just try to solve this. First, look at what is the position, and yeah. So yeah.
Yes, I got it. So I got it.
Okay, let us try one by one. Who
So can I play for
Sir,
black?
I am Aditya. Can I play?
Okay, wait.
Can I play for black?
Yes, I think one of you will play for other black. Who was that wanting to play for black?
Avnish.
Okay, Avnish
I will play
for,
from white, sir.
who is that?
Aditya,
Play
sir.
for white.
Okay, let us try. Aditya is playing white and Avnish is playing black. And in between, I might intervene, but then we. Okay, so first is white to play. So Aditya, what is?
Sir, C6. Knight C6.
Knight C6. Knight C6. If you play knight C6, what is it that you are achieving? I will go
King C8.
King C8. Okay.
Sir, can you go to F2? King F2. King F2.
King F2.
Rook B3.
Rook B3.
Sir, capture the pawn on E7.
Okay.
King B7.
No.
Yeah, Karpov distance. This is correct.
So F3. King F3.
King F3. Sorry, King
Sir.
F3 cannot play. Rook is there. No?
Yes, sir. Son, knight D5.
Knight to D5. So first,
Rook into the B2 pawn.
F3 knight. Sorry, King F3.
King F3.
Rook B5.
Rook B5.
The knight is stuck.
Yeah, the knight is stuck, right?
Can you go to E4? King E4.
Yeah, you can go to E4. That is okay, but white.
King C6.
Yeah, can I try to play white?
Yeah.
So can you play to G4? Pawn G4 pushes.
It doesn't help because rook will take
Rook into knight.
And if you think that you are going to trick me, you can't trick me because the rook will just go behind.
Oh yeah, because if you push the other
Let's go back.
pawn, then
Somebody else.
Okay.
Let's go back.
Can I try?
Wait.
Try?
Again, I want two people. Who's ready
play
to play
white.
white and who is ready to play
I'll play
black.
white.
I
I'll
can
play
play
white.
black.
I'll play
I'll
black,
play
sir.
white.
I'll play black.
When you say I, right? I don't know so many people. I
Saharsh,
can...
I'll play black.
Vihan,
Saharsh, I'll play black.
can I play
Wait.
white?
I will wait.
So,
Quiet,
Avnish.
everyone. Wait, quiet everybody. I want to give chance to somebody else. Okay, Saharsh, you will play white or black?
Black, sir.
Okay, Saharsh will play black. Who wants to play white? Vihan, you play white, and
Can I play? Aiden?
Vihan, you are ready to play white?
Yeah.
Okay, and Saharsh will play black. Let us say
Knight to c6.
knight to c6. Then Saharsh.
C8.
King c8 is good. Yeah.
Then knight to wait. Knight to a7.
Knight
No,
to
a7. Yeah.
check. King will come here, right?
Oh wait, can you go back a move? b7.
Hmm?
b7.
b7.
Yeah.
You will take it. What do you have?
Then knight d8.
Knight d8.
Oh.
So what is the big deal?
King f2.
King f2. Fine.
Sir, I think like we can actually do a B3, right?
Yeah, I mean it is. b3 also you can go, but yeah,
Or B3.
lot of things. This is, you are definitely not winning this from white, right? So let us see it. I think it is not easy. It's not so easy.
Wait, I think I got it.
What is that? Who says you can? You can.
Anup is saying.
Okay, Anup. What is the thing?
B7.
b7. So king will have to come to c7, right, to prevent it, right, from queening.
Yeah.
Or the rook will go here. If the rook goes here,
If the rook goes, then knight to c6.
then the knight to c6 check. King will come.
Oh no. Okay, no. Push the pawn and make it a queen, and then knight to c6.
So rook will take it, then knight to c6.
Wow.
Then king will come here, then you take it. See? And
Now you're
now
winning.
this you are going to win it. White is going to win it, right? Because of an
Yeah.
extra pass pawn, remote pass pawn, whatever, right? So that is why that is why when you push b7, rook to b3 cannot be played, right? You cannot defend
Yeah.
it. So king has to come to c7.
So what about a check?
And now knight d7.
Knight d7. Huh? Knight d7, then black will take it this, and then it is over.
No, now king f2.
King f2, correct. Now where does the rook?
No. No, after knight d7, then king f2.
Knight d7, king will take it.
Oh, then queen. If you take the
Sorry. What did I say? I said I will take this.
Yeah, now king f2.
Doesn't really help. I will just go here. Not here. I will.
Then knight.
Wait. I will not go there. So I might just come here and sit. Not here.
Then again knight.
Yeah.
There's nowhere you can go. I think.
There's no way you can go in E row.
See? That is why it is called like, see, where all can the rook go? If he goes here, then this check.
Yeah.
If he cannot go here because knight will straight away take it. If you go here also, then the knight will
Check.
And if he, so he cannot go here, 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 he cannot, if he goes here, then also knight check.
Anup is
Right.
brilliant.
So if he goes here, then also here he cannot go, and even if he goes here, then also the knight checks. Right. So
Wait,
brilliant.
then what happens if you go to rook c3? Oh wait, no, the pawns.
See,
Yeah.
it is like this. So first we push the pawn, and we saw rook b3 is not possible. King has to, king has to come to c7, because otherwise the knight will think. And now you go to knight to d7 is a brilliant move. What it is saying is that I'm going to queen with the support of the pawn. So now, okay, so now if black does not take the bait and just plays this,
So in this move, what if it gives a
then what will
check?
happen? White will queen it. Okay, and black will be forced to take it. White will take it.
Yeah, and this is
And then
winning.
yeah, white will win.
Right, so that is why actually what it is, why it is called as lost in the desert. The name of this study is called as lost in the desert. See, do you ever think that rook with its open file and moving like this and all can
No.
it ever get trapped? But apparently in the open chessboard it is getting trapped. Right, so it is like, it is not like in a mountain. So that's why it is called as lost in the desert. Desert is open, right? I mean, in all directions, everything is open, but still you are lost and you are completely gone. Not like you are caught in a hill or inside
I
a
mean,
rock.
like if you would die with thirst also.
Right. So that is why this is a very beautiful study, lost in the desert. Okay, so then there is this study, very interesting, escape to Alcatraz. But I suggest that you see this yourself, these last two studies, and you see it what and why. Because I have explained them. Maybe you can also watch the video of the recording that I have done last time. But it is worth checking both these things. Escape to Alcatraz. Okay, this is a surprising study where white can draw the game. Okay, it looks unlikely because black has got 2 pawns which are about to queen. White has got 1 pawn about to queen. But because there are 2 pawns, it looks impossible that white will be able to do anything, right? So that.
So the escape to Alcatraz one.
Yeah. Escape to
That's
Alcatraz.
white to play.
Yeah, it is white to play and draw.
So
I
the first
think
move, I guess, would be f2.
Yeah, king f2 is a possible, but then what?
so how about 8?
No, I'm going to leave it to you first to check it out, and all of you write down your best moves and see what is the thing. And I'm not. We can check it later.
So the best move will be king f2 because if the pawn queens of h1, you can kill it with your rook, and then if you kill it with your rook, you can get queen it.
But please don't look at the solution first. Just look at the position.
I never looked at the solution.
Yeah.
So,
But try it out.
so
Try it out. Okay, try it out, and then you see it. They are all very beautiful studies. Okay, so that is that. So I am. So I'm going to. I think I have sent this handout already. If I think I have sent it. If not, just check. I think it is last week itself I sent it. So it is there. So please look at it, study it, and enjoy it. It is also good enjoyment because it gives very, what do you call it, these unique solutions
So
give a lot of pleasure, right?
Yeah, sir actually gives until 7 o'clock a meeting. Sir, actually on tomorrow you actually sent some meeting link.
Now that is for the new L1 class. Okay, so just to, if you have some friends or somebody, relatives, friends who want to join the chess class, I am having an info session. It is not even a class. It is just, I'm going to give information about how the L1 class. It's a new L1 class. So some people who are starting up, they can join. It is just for you to circulate to. If you know anybody and you want to send it, you can let me stop.